Hi, and we are back to our videos and to our inks from the Inkvent calendar. And now today is day 19 and it is the 19th door that I will open for you to see which is the pen inside. And here we have a brown ink, which is great. It's called Gingerbread. I'm liking the color for the name alone, so I think this may be a very beautiful color, and it is a standard ink. So, as usual, I'll be back very soon. Hi once again. Today we have the Gingerbread, and as you may see, it is a light brown ink. So first let me ask you, if you like the videos I make, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And now let's see the pen that I chose to go with this ink. And you may think right away why it is a blue pen. I have two reasons for that. The first one is that it is in my dreams to get the Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Grande the sands. And the sand color is a color that I would say it's quite similar to that. It's brownish and those kind of color. I like it a lot. And I chose a Leonardo Momento Zero Dark Hawaii, and it is not the same color as that one, but I have to say that this kind of brown remind me these brown parts of this pen, and that's why that I chose this pen to ink with this ink. So you may think it's not that reasonable, but this color reminds me the color that is on the sand pen, and that reminds me of this ink. So I went for it, and I wish someday I can afford to get Momento Zero sand. Now, I talk about the pen. Let's see the ink in more detail. Here you have, again, a very non-water resistant ink that all the color is washed away, and you have this first like a reddish pinkish tone. Then you have like a honey brown section, and then you have a bluish greenish little fringe there. So it is very water soluble, and it is composed by some colors, as you may see. Now, the color here on paper doesn't look reddish at all, and this is something that I like. I love brown inks. I wish there were more brown inks in this calendar. There are more on the red tones, as far as I'm seeing, even in the greens. But the browns, I like it. But I understand they're not like an Advent theme. And I like this kind of brown because I really like browns. I have here in comparison the Pelikan Edelstein Smoky Quartz and the Schiffer Script Red. Schiffer Script Brown. And the Schiffer Script Brown is a reddish ink. This one is grayish and much darker, so they are not comparable at all. This is a much lighter tone. And when I have to compare it with another ink, this one crosses my mind. This is more of a orange ink, the KWZ Monarch, but I think it has the same kind of consistency. It lays down on paper the same way, although this is on the orange side and this is on the brownish side. I cannot exactly explain you better what I mean, but this is the feeling I got when I use both these inks. But now let's compare them with the inks that were previously seen here on the calendar. And we have the triple chocolate and also the nutcracker. And I would say that they are all very different. and I'm not sure of which I like the most. I tend to like much darker browns, but I have to say this is lovely. I really like this one. It may look a little light on paper when you write with it, but I love this color. I think this one would profit if it was used with a broader nib than the one that I used, which was a fine. And let's see how it looks like on paper. And we have here our usual papers, the Moleskine notebook paper. Then we have the Oxford optic paper and the Navigator copy paper. And it is a light brown. It looks, as usual, thicker line here on the Moleskine and on the copy paper. It looks perfect on the Oxford paper. It has some shading. You can't see any shading on the copy paper, and you can't see much of it here on the Moleskine paper. So if you want to take the best of this ink, you have to use this coated paper like the Oxford. On the other side of the page, you will find there is not much of a bleed through, maybe just the little points there on the Moleskine, but this ink behaves quite well. It goes along some small fibers on the Moleskine paper, but that's the way the paper is. But I would say overall that this ink behaves very well on every three paper, but it has no special characteristic. It has no shimmer, no sheen, but you can see some shading if the paper is the right paper for it, like the Oxford. And now, let's take a look at what happens on the Rhodia paper. And you see that the drying time is about 25 seconds, so it is a medium drying time, and the water resistance is non-existent. So it is not a good pen to write forever and to keep your records safe in case of some accident happens. So I would say this is a good everyday ink, but the lack of water resist. I'm not that. I don't like waterproof inks because I'm afraid they will clog my pens or anything like that. They require a kind of pen hygiene that I don't practice that much. However, I would like that some shading of the original writing would be here, even it was in a grayish color that I could then pass again with the pen and to lighten them up. Like this, there is nothing to be recovered if an accident happens. Now let's see the ink performing on paper. And let's go for the phrase, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. As you see, this is a quite fine line, and you can see that the ink is beautiful. You can see some shading here on the loop of the G. I'm not sure you can see that at home in your screen, but definitely I can see the shading here. So I would say that I really like this ink. Let's forget the water resistance property. I really like it. I would prefer a slightly darker brown, but I really like brown, so I have to say that I really like this ink. And I will definitely use this little vial until the end. However, is this an ink that should be put into the regular collection? I'm not sure. Maybe. It reminds me a lot of the Diamine Raw Sienna, so maybe there is no need for that because there is a quite similar ink. I don't have a swatch for it here, but it is a similar ink, so maybe there is no reason for that. But I would like to know your opinion about it. Is this a kind of a unique brown, Do you think there should be another, this should come into the regular lineup, or you can find it elsewhere? So this was the video for today. I hope you liked it. We are almost reaching the end of the calendar. I hope you are enjoying this ride with me. So tomorrow we'll open another window and we'll talk again about ink.